We're moving right along here on Elimination Day, Day 3 of the USCAA Small College World Series. Carlo just eliminated Penn State Brandywine. The final score 11-7 in that one. It's our second game of the day as the number 4 seed NHTI takes on the number 7 seed Mississippi University for women. Hi everyone, I'm Zach Ziegler taking you through the action here in this one. Both these teams come to the elimination bracket in different forms. Mississippi University for women won their first game of the tournament against Penn State Beavers 7-0, then fell in a close one to St. Mary of the Woods College 5-4. Then the elimination bracket, they would take on Penn State Schuylkill last night, beat them 6-2, and now find themselves here taking on NHTI. And for NHTI, they won their first game in the winners bracket, beating Brandywine 4-3, and then a very close game between them and the number 1 seed Cleary. Cleary just edging them out 5-4 was the final score. A walk-off wild pitch down to NHTI, and for NHTI, that broke a pretty impressive string. They had won 24 straight games prior to that loss to Cleary, so now they're going to have to try and start a little winning streak of their own. They would have to win 5 in a row to become the USCAA tournament champions. They take on Mississippi University for women here, who's been a hot team in their own right, especially a hot pitcher on their staff, Kara Hopper. She's come in relief in the last 2 games. Started the first game of the tournament, and she has 23 strikeouts so far in her 3 games. That's over 11 innings of work. So the strikeout pitch has been working for her here in this tournament. We'll see if we see her in relief later. The 4th different starter starting day for Mississippi University of Women as Sierra Stewart gets the start on the mound. Right now we'll take a look at the starting lineups. First for the visiting NHTI, they'll lead off with their center fielder, Masha Lange. Batting second and catching, Danielle McNicholas. Hitting third in left field, Brianna Conley. Batting fourth at second base, Taylor Gagon. Batting fifth at shortstop, Brianna Whitcomb. Batting sixth at first base, Cabrina Roy. Hitting seventh, the third baseman, Elizabeth DeVos. Batting eighth and pitching, Tori LeMay. And batting ninth in right field is Gina Costello. Once again for NHTI, Lange, McNicholas, Connolly, Gagon, Whitcomb, Roy, DeVos, LeMay, and Costello. On the other side for the Mississippi University of Women, they lead off with their right fielder, Anna Lloyd. Batting second at second base, Heidi Matthews. Hitting third and playing at shortstop, Caitlin Duke. Batting fourth, the third baseman, Carolyn Wilkinson. Hitting fifth in center field, Kristen Martin. Batting sixth and catching, Brianna Duquette. Hitting seventh, the designated player, Michaela Taylor. Batting eighth at first, Bailey Watts. And batting ninth and playing in left field is Candler Flora. So once again for the Mississippi University for Women, Lloyd, Matthews, Duke, Wilkinson, Martin, Duquette, Taylor, Watts, and Flora. Taking a look at the pitching matchup today. For NHTI, Tori LeMay takes the hill. Her 3rd game for the Lynx. Started all 3 in her previous appearances in the tournament. 13 1/3 innings of work. She's allowed 5 earned runs, 8 total, walking 5 and striking out 15. And she has pitched very well in both of her games, giving her team chances to win in each of those. We mentioned the 4-3 win over Penn State Brandywine in the first round, and then the 5-4 win in the second round against Cleary. And in both those games for NHTI, they were leading for most of the game. NHTI had a 4-2 lead over the first seed Cleary before Cleary able to battle back, scoring 3 runs over the last 2 innings to take the 5-4 win. From Mississippi University for Women, they've been on fire. We mentioned they played the number 2 seed very well, St. Mary of the Woods. They led that game for the majority of the game, leading 4-0 before St. Mary of the Woods had a 5-run inning that toppled Mississippi University for Women, sending them to the elimination bracket. So both these teams have seen success in this tournament. They're looking to continue that success on the hill for the Mississippi University for Women. A new face, their 4th different pitcher starting a game, as Sierra Stewart gets the call. Stewart in the regular season, a record of 3-2, a 3.91 ERA, 28 2/3 innings of work, 35 hits, 16 earned runs allowed, 12 walks, and 20 strikeouts. So the action beginning shortly here from Rose and Dennis Heindl Memorial Field. Our second game of the day as Mississippi University for Women take on NHTI. Win or go home. And the action's coming up next. You're listening to coverage of the USCAA Small College World Series on the USCAA Small College World Series.com. We're back from the USCAA Small College World Series, just about ready to get underway. Game 2 of Day 3 of the USCAA Small College World Series. Mississippi University for women are on the field. Let's take a look at their defensive alignment. The outfield left to right, Flora, Martin, and Lloyd. Left side of the infield held down by Wilkinson and Duke. Right side by Matthews and Watts. Behind the plate is Duquette. Catching today's starter, Sierra Stewart. We mentioned her first start of the tournament. Record of 3-2 with 3.91 ERA, 28 2/3 innings of work, 35 hits allowed, 16 earned, 12 walks, and 20 strikeouts. We're ready to go here. Masha Lange steps in for NHTI to lead things off. She's 3 for 7 so far in the tournament with 3 RBI. Here's the pitch from Stewart. And that one a called strike. We are underway here in Game 2 of the day. No balls and 1 strike to count on Lange. First pitch 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Stewart looking in, has her sign, she's set, and the 0-1. This one is hit foul right at home plate, and the count goes to no balls and 2 strikes. 0-2 the count. Nobody out. Stewart trying to get the first out of the game and get her team going. Mississippi University for women have been a strong competitor in this field. Mentioned losing by just 1 to the number 1 seed. That was yesterday, 5-4. Here's the 0-2. That one just off the outside edge for a ball. The count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Good eye there by Lange to be able to hold off. Righty on lefty matchup. Stewart looking on. Going through her signs. She's set, and the 1-2. And that one rolls up the home plate. The count now evens at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Carlo advanced in the earlier game. The winner of this game will face them in the elimination bracket. Stewart set the 2-2. This one is hit foul, backing off to the right, hits off the screen, and the count remains 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and nobody out. Righty on lefty matchup. Lange battling here against Stewart. Again, the first time we've seen Stewart here in this tournament. Looking through her sign, she's set. And the 2-2. This one is hit foul right at home plate. Might have got a piece of the back foot of Lange as she kind of skips it out, and the count remains 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Top of the first. Long battle here to start the game. It's battle of the number 4 seed and the number 7 seed. Coin toss determining the home team. So Mississippi University for women won that coin toss. They're at home. Stewart set, and the 2-2. This one is lined down the left field line and just foul. It's inches foul down in that corner. Lange got a good piece of that one, but she'll have to step in and do it again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Top of the first, just underway on a cloudy Wednesday afternoon. We started the day with 6, now we have 5. By the end, we will have 2 teams remaining. Stewart set, and the 2-2. Swinging a bouncing ball back towards the mound. The shortstop, Duke Fields, throw on to first, and a nice play there by Duke. That's in time for the first out. Duke didn't have a lot of time to collect herself by getting that ground ball. She had to get it and fire, and she did just that for the out. It'll bring up the catcher, Danielle McNicholas. McNicholas 3 for 7 in the series in the tournament with an RBI. The 1 out top of the first after a long battle. Stewart's the one who wins it. Stewart looking in, going through her signs. That's one she likes. She's set, and the pitch. And a rise ball that almost sunk in there in the zone, just a little bit high, and the count 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0, 1 out, top of the first. Both these teams hot in tournament play. Stewart set, the 1-0. Swing and a miss, and the count now evens at 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. First batter grounded out. NHTI, we mentioned, had that winning streak snapped. They won 24 straight games throughout the regular season. Had it broken yesterday with the 5-4 loss to Cleary. Here's the 1-1. Showing bunt and getting it down is McNicholas, but foul. And the count moves to 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Top of the first. Stewart looking for the second out. Playing straight up is the defense for the Mississippi University for women. Stewart looking in. Has her sign. She's set. And the 1-2. This one is lofted into shallow left, and that'll get down. The reaching is McNicholas as she finds some green out there. Runner at first, 1 out. That'll bring up the left fielder, Brianna Conley. Conley 0 for 7 so far in the tournament. She's looking for her first hit, combined between the 2 games for NHTI. NHTI has played 2. Mississippi University for women has played 3 here in the tournament. NHTI 1-1. Mississippi University for women 2-1 in tournament play. Stewart set. Here's the pitch. That one just outside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 the count, 1 out. Top the first. Righty on lefty matchup. At first you have McNicholas, who reached on the single. Stewart set. And the 1-0. This one lifted down the left field line, deep and foul as that goes in the parking lot. Almost landed in the bed of a yellow truck that's parked out there. Missed it by inches. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1, 1 out. At first, McNicholas. Stewart looking on. She's set in the 1-1. Showing bunt and stabbing at it is Conley, so that's called strike. 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Stewart retired the first batter on a ground out, then the single by McNicholas as NHTI with a runner on. Stewart looking on, and the 1-2. That one low and outside for a ball. The count now evens at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Stewart's had to work hard so far here in the first. Long battle with Lange to start things. Then the single by McNicholas. Stewart set to 2-2. That one up and outside for a ball. The count now runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 3-2, 1 out, top of the first. No score. Just underway, our second game of the day. The third day of the USCAA Small College World Series. Here's the 3-2. Swinging a bouncing ball to the left side. Duke will handle, tries to get the lead runner at second, and the throw is in time to get the out. Fielder's choice 6-4 on the putout. Conley will reach it first, and it'll bring to the plate the second baseman, Taylor Gagon. Gagon so far in the tournament, 2 for 6. Doesn't have an RBI to this point. So 2 outs, top of the first, no score. The runner at first, Conley. She replaced McNicholas with the fielder's choice. Stewart looking in. Going through the signs. Has one she likes. She's set. And now time is called as Gagon steps out. Stewart set. Here's the pitch. That one just off the outside edge for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0, 2 outs. No score. Top of the first. Number 4 seed NHTI against the number 7 seed Mississippi University for women. Here's the 1-0. Swinging a foul ball right at home plate. The count now evens at 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 2 outs. Gagon trying to get something going with 2 away. And a ground out to start things. A single and then a fielder's choice. Stewart looking on. She's set. And the offering. Swinging a slow pop back over the mound, over Stewart's head. It's fielded by Matthews. She has no play. Trying for third. And she is called out as the runner Conley. Conley saw that soft pop. Tried to get aggressive over there. A heads-up play by Stewart to check on her, get the throw in time. And that is the final out. So, no runs in the inning. On 2 hits, there were no errors and 1 left. We head to the bottom of the first. Our score, NHTI nothing. Mississippi University for women coming to bat. More coverage of the USCAA Small College World Series in just a moment. Bottom of the first in this elimination bracket game between number 4-seeded NHTI and the number 7-seeded Mississippi University for women. No score as the NHTI Lynx are in the field. Here's their alignment defensively. The outfield left to right, Connolly, Lange, and Costello. Left side of the infield held down by DuBois and Whitcomb. Right side by Gagon and Roy. Behind the plate, McNicholas catching today's starter, Tori LeMay. LeMay in 2 starts in the tournament, 13 1/3 innings of work, 18 hits, 8 runs, 5 earned, 5 walks, and 15 strikeouts. Stepping to lead off for the Mississippi University for women is the right fielder, Anna Lloyd. Lloyd so far in the tournament, 4 for 10, 400 hitter, no homers, and no RBI. So after a scoreless top of the first, the Owls trying to strike first here in the bottom half. Looking in as LeMay, here's the pitch. Showing bunt is Lloyd, she gets it down. LeMay fields in front of the circle, throw to first, and it is in time to get Lloyd. So quickly 1 up and 1 down for the Mississippi University for women here in the bottom of the first. And it'll bring up the second baseman, Heidi Matthews. Matthews in the tournament, 3 for 8, a 375 hitter with no RBI. The 1 out, bottom of the first, no score. NHTI and the Mississippi University for women doing battle to see who moves on. LeMay's pitch. Showing bunt initially is Matthews. She pulls back and takes a strike. The count, no balls and 1 strike. 0-1 the count. Mississippi University for women said making a splash here in the tournament. Their offense has been explosive. Here's the pitch from LeMay. This one popped up foul back behind the seats, and the count goes to 0-2. They scored 7 runs in their opening game, 4 against St. Mary of the Woods, the defending champions from 2017. And put up 6 against Schuylkill coming into today. LeMay's 0-2. Swinging another foul ball, backing off to the right, gets over the stands, and the count remains 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, bottom of the first. 2 hits for NHTI in the top half. Nothing yet for Mississippi University for women. LeMay's 0-2. That one low and outside. Nice job by McNicholas to get in front of that one, and the count now 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 1 out between these 2 tough competitors in the elimination bracket. LeMay set, the 1-2. Swinging a line drive towards right center field. That'll get down and go to the wall. Matthews around first, heading to second, and she will hold up there. It's a 1-out double for Heidi Matthews. And the Mississippi University for women have a runner in scoring position with 1 away. And it'll bring up the shortstop, Caitlin Duke. Duke, a very good tournament for her so far. 6 for 11, a 545 hitter, no homers, and 6 RBIs. So runner at second with 1 out. Mississippi University for women trying to make a splash. And HTI's Tori LeMay will try to work out of this. We said she's appeared in both of the games for NHTI so far. LeMay's pitch. Swing and a miss by Duke, and the count, no balls and 1 strike. LeMay challenged her with a high fastball there. Duke swung right through it. No balls, 1 strike, and 1 out. Duke and Wilkinson, the 2 most productive hitters on this team in the regular season. They're also tops so far in the tournament. 6 RBIs and 3 RBIs, respectively. The 0-1, this one is lifted towards right center. Lange going over. She'll get under it to make the catch. Matthews faking like she's going to tag up to try and draw the throw, but Lange holds on to it for the 2nd out. 2-away runner at second. It'll bring up the 3rd baseman, Carolyn Wilkinson. Wilkinson, a 454 hitter in the tournament, 5 for 11 with 3 RBI. 2 outs, bottom of the first. No score between NHTI and the Mississippi University for women. Righty on righty matchup. LeMay looking in. Has her sign. Here's the pitch. This one is lifted towards shallow. Right over is the 2nd baseman, Gagon, and it's off her glove. Rounding 3rd is Matthews. She's going to score. And the Mississippi University for women strike first. It's 1-0. Gagon going over towards the foul line. Had that ball go right off her glove. It's an E4 as Matthews comes home to score, and it brings up the center fielder, Kristen Martin. Martin so far in the tournament, 3 for 11, a 273 hitter with an RBI. So the error allows the first run of the game to score. Mississippi University for women leads 1-0. LeMay's pitch. That one a called strike at the knees. The count, no balls and 1 strike. Gagon going all the way over by the foul line in shallow right to try and get that one. Just couldn't squeeze that softball. LeMay's 0-1. This one is lifted down the left field line, and that's foul off the wall. And the count's 0-2. Mississippi University for Women's Owls coaching staff, very energetic on the base paths. Tatiana Matthews trying to will that one fair as it hit off the foul wall. LeMay's 0-2. That one high and outside for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes now the count on Martin. 1-2, 2 outs. Mississippi University for women lead 1-0 here in the bottom of the first. Looking on is LeMay. Here's the 1-2. Swinging a shallow pop to center. That'll get down in front of Lange. A base hit for Martin. The 2-out single puts runners at first and second. That'll bring up the catcher, Brianna Duquette. Duquette so far in the series, 5 for 10, a .500 hitter with 1 RBI. Runners at first and second. At second is Wilkinson. At first is Martin. LeMay looking on the pitch. That one a called strike, and the count no balls and 1 strike. 0-1 the count. 2 outs, bottom of the first. 1-0 the score. Righty on righty the matchup, and time is called as Duquette has to tie her shoe here. Inning started with a ground out by Lloyd, then a double for Heidi Matthews, a fly out for Duke. And it looked like there was going to be a pop out to end the inning, but at E4 as it went off Gagon's glove, that allowed a run to score, and then the single by Martin. The 0-1. This one hit foul, backing off to the right, hits off the net, and the count 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom of the first, 1-0 our score. Mississippi University for women lead. Looking is LeMay. She's set, and the pitch. This one is grounded past the third baseman into left field. They'll hold Wilkinson at third. It's another 2-out single for Duquette. Back-to-back singles have loaded the bases. Then will bring up the designated player, Michaela Taylor. Taylor in the tournament, 3 for 10 with 3 RBIs, a .300 hitter. A chance to come through here for her team. That one past DuBois, the third baseman. Living a little lower than she thought. LeMay set. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and the count no balls and 1 strike. 0-1 the count here on Taylor. 1-0 the Mississippi University for women lead. However, the bases are loaded with 2 outs. At third, Wilkinson. At second is Martin. At first is Duquette. LeMay's 0-1. That one low and outside for a ball, and the count now evens at 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 2 outs. The home team taking the early lead, the number 7 seeded Mississippi University for women. LeMay set the 1-1. Swing and a miss, and the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-2, 2 outs. LeMay trying to limit the damage to just 1 here in the first. The error costing her. That could have been the final out of the inning, but instead the inning extended. She had 2 more singles. The 1-2. Swinging a pop foul, backing off to the left. This one hits the roof and Karen's back down to the playing field. The count remains 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. 1-0 our score here in the bottom of the first. Tori LeMay on the hill. Looking in, and the 1-2. That one outside for a ball, and the count now evens at 2. Good eye there by Taylor to be able to lay off. LeMay tried to get the chase, but Taylor not offering. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. LeMay set the pitch. And a called strike 3. Taylor goes down looking, and that'll end things here in the bottom of the first. However, 1 run comes in to score on 3 hits. There was an error, and 3 left on. We head to the second, our score. Mississippi University for women 1, NHTI nothing. Back in a moment with more action from the USCAA Small College World Series. We're back here from the USCAA Small College World Series. Game 2 of Day 3, an elimination bracket matchup between number 4 seed NHTI and the number 7 seeded Mississippi University for Women Owls. The Mississippi University for Women currently lead 1-0. Due up here in the second for NHTI, it's Brianna Whitcomb, Cabrina Roy, and Elizabeth DeVos, the 5, 6, and 7 hitters. Whitcomb will step up to lead things off so far in the tournament, 2 for 5 with an RBI, a 400 hitter. Stewart, her second inning of work, didn't allow any there in the first. An interesting end to the first. Get to that here in a moment. Stewart set, and the pitch. Swing and a miss, or foul ball, excuse me, the count 0-1. Oh, in that first, you had a 2-out single by Taylor Gagon that was popped right over the mound, and the runner at first, Connolly, thought she could sneak into third, but Stewart, a heads-up play when she got the ball, threw over to third, a bang-bang play, and Connolly was called out to end that top of the first. 0-1, nobody out here in the top of the second. 1-0 Mississippi University for Women lead. Stewart looking on, she's set, and the 0-1. That one low and outside for a ball. The count now evens at 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out top of the second. NHTI had the leadoff batter retired in the first. Stewart set, and the 1-1. That one is high for a ball, and the count now 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1 the count. Nobody out top second. Righty on lefty matchup. Stewart toes the circle. Gets a sign from the dugout. She's set, and the 2-1. That one's up and in for a ball. 3 balls and 1 strike to count. Whitcomb being patient here at the plate. Trying to find her way on. 3 balls, 1 strike, and no outs. NHTI down 1-0 early. Stewart set, the 3-1. And that one is up and in, ball 4. First walk of the day for Sierra Stewart. Puts a runner at first with nobody out. And it brings to the plate the first baseman, Cabrina Roy. Roy in the tournament 2 for 6. No homers and 2 RBIs. A .333 hitter. So no outs, runner at first. NHTI trying to respond and get back the run they gave up in the bottom of the first. Stewart set. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and the count no balls and 1 strike. That one on the outside corner. Roy can't connect. 0-1 the count. At first is Whitcomb. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss, and the count now no balls and 2 strikes. Stewart slowing things up on that one. And Roy was way out in front. 0-2, nobody out, top of the second. Runner at first is Whitcomb. Stewart looking in. Has her sign, she's set, the 0-2. Swing and a miss. She comes back and strikes out Cabrina Roy after allowing the leadoff walk. 1 away in the top of the second, and it brings up the third baseman, Elizabeth DeVos. DeVos 1 for 5 in this tournament. No RBIs. So runner on and 1 out after the leadoff walk. Whitcomb still stands at first. Stewart looking in. Going through her sign. She's set. And the pitch. I want a called strike on the outside corner. The count no balls and 1 strike. 0-1 the count. We mentioned Stewart's first appearance here in the tournament during the regular season. Over the course of 28 2/3 innings of work, 20 strikeouts for the left-hander. The 0-1. Swinging a bouncing ball to short. Duke will field. Goes to second for the lead runner. On to first. And the throw back is not in time. And actually everybody's safe. Nope, they do call her out. Runner at second, Whitcomb stood there for a little bit, so it's fielder's choice. 6-4 on the putout. Whitcomb erased at first. Runner at first, 2 away. And the pitcher, Tori LeMay, comes to the plate. LeMay 0 for 6 in the tournament so far. Stewart set. Here's the pitch. That one is outside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 the count. 2 outs. Runner at first now is DeVos after the fielder's choice. Stewart set the 1-0. That one outside for a ball. The count 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0, 2 outs, top of the second. 1-0 Mississippi University for women lead. Stewart set. Here's the 2-0. That one a called strike, and the count now 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1, 2 away. Stewart trying to put up a 0 here in the top of the second. She looks in, has her sign, she's set, and the 2-1. That one just outside for a ball, and the count now 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. 2 hits for NHTI, 3 hits for Mississippi University for women so far. Stewart looking in, she's set, and the 3-1. Swing and a foul ball. Goes back off the catcher Duquette and then rolls over to the third base coaching box. Count full 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. NHTI trying to get something going. They give up a run in the bottom of the first. Looking in is Stewart. She's set, and the 3-2. This one is bounced foul off to the left. Back towards the on-deck circle for the Mississippi University for women, and the count remains full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. LeMay trying to keep the inning alive. Stewart has 1 strikeout today, also 1 walk. Both those coming in this inning. Stewart set, and the payoff pitch. And that one is low and outside, ball 4. Second walk of the inning. This one comes with 2 outs. Now there's runners at first and second for the number 9 hitter, right fielder Gina Costello.
Number 15.
Costello doesn't have any stats yet in the tournament. Steps in here. So Stewart looking on. She's set. Here's the pitch. Costello takes this one for a called strike. The count, no balls and 1 strike. 0-1 the count. Costello, a 154 hitter, no homers and 4 RBIs during the regular season. Stewart looking in. Here's the 0-1. That one a called strike, and the count now no balls and 2 strikes. Throw back to second as the runner at second, DuBois, had a pretty big lead there and wasn't going back. The throw just not in time. So 0-2, 2 outs. Stewart looking in. Has her sign, she's set. Here's the 0-2. That one is just low for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes now the count. 1-2, 2 outs. Carlo, who won earlier today, will take on the winner of this game. The elimination bracket moves on. Stewart's 1-2. A called strike 3. Costello goes down looking, and that ends things here in the top of the second. No runs for NHTI on no hits. There were no errors and 2 left. We head to the bottom of the second. Our score, Mississippi University for women 1, NHTI nothing. Back in a moment with more coverage from the USCAA Small College World Series. We're back here from the USCAA Small College World Series. Bottom of the second, the Mississippi University for women currently lead NHTI 1-0 in this elimination game. It's win or go home. The winner goes on to take on Carlo in the elimination bracket. That one coming up later today. Stepping and leading things off in the Mississippi University for women, Bailey Watts, the first baseman. LeMay set. Here's the pitch. And that one hits Watts right in the back of the head. She kind of turned around and takes that one. She's on first. Leadoff batter reaches in the bottom of the second. Going to bring up the left fielder, Candler Flora. Flora in the tournament, 2 for 9 with an RBI. So Watts just turned around and took that one right off the back of the noggin. She's over there at first. So nobody out. Mississippi University for women back in business here in the second. They got a run in the first thanks to the error by Gagon, the second baseman. Here's the pitch. That one high for a ball. The count 1 ball and no strikes. Want to know the count here on Flora. Mississippi University for women, one of the better stories coming into this tournament. A first-year program. Their first season already making it to the national tournament. 1-0. That one's bunted foul off to the right. And the count evens at 1. Mississippi University for women hadn't had athletics in the last 15 years. Softball team coming out. Great season during the regular season, and now they're here in the tournament. The 1-1. Swing and a miss, and the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Flora swung right through that one. Mississippi University for women went 19-17 overall in the regular season, including a 10-6 record at home. LeMay set the 1-2. Swinging a ground ball back to the mound. LeMay will glove, throw on to first, and that's in time for the first out. Meanwhile, on the play, moving up to second is Watts. So the Mississippi University for women have a runner at second with 1 away, and it brings up the top of the order, the right fielder, Anna Lloyd. Lloyd so far is 0 for 1. She grounded out back in the first. So 1 on, 1 out for the Mississippi University for women. The runner in scoring position is Watts. Tori LeMay looking in. She's set. And the pitch. This one is lifted foul, backing off to the left, and the count 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Mentioned LeMay has been the starter in all of NHTI's games, both of them this tournament. There's 5 earned runs in 2 games, 13 1/3 innings of work. The 0-1, showing bunt is Lloyd. She gets the piece of this one, fouled back behind home plate, and the count 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 1-0. The Mississippi University for women lead over NHTI. And now LeMay talking with the home plate umpire, asking for a new softball. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Watts at second. She was hit by a pitch and moved up on the ground ball. LeMay set the 0-2. That one is low and outside, and the count now 1-2. LeMay not getting the call. Tried to get Lloyd to chase it, but to no avail. LeMay's 1-2. Swung on and fouled right back to the screen, straight behind home plate. The count remains 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bottom second, Mississippi University for women at bat. They lead 1-0. Bailey Watts, the runner at second. LeMay set, and the 1-2. High and outside for a ball, and the count now evens at 2. LeMay has 5 walks in her 13 1/3 innings in this tournament. She's been pretty good with the control to this point. She set the 2-2. That one's low for a ball, and the count now goes full 3 balls and 2 strikes. 3-2 the count. 1 away. For LeMay during the regular season, just 31 walks and 106 innings of work. She's set the 3-2. Swinging a line drive towards right. That'll get down in front of Roy for a base hit. They're going to hold Watts at third. It's a single for Anna Lloyd. She's at first. Runners are at the corners now with 1 out, and it'll bring up the second baseman, Heidi Matthews. Matthews 1 for 1 with a double. She also scored the first run of the game for the Mississippi University for women. So 1 out, bottom of the second. MUW threatening again. They lead 1-0 already over NHTI. LeMay looking in. She's set. Here's the pitch. Showing bunt as Matthews pulls back, and taking off on the play is Lloyd. She'll get in there safely as the throw went behind her to the second baseman. Stolen base there for Lloyd, and the count 1-0. Or no, 0-1, excuse me. Bailey Watts also moved up to third. Second and third. Here's the pitch. This one is lined foul off to the right past the first base coaching box, and the count 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Watts the runner at third. Lloyd at second. 2 in scoring position for Matthews. A chance to extend the 1-run lead for the Mississippi University for women. Looking in is LeMay. She's set, and the 0-2. That one high gets past the catcher, McNicholas, but Karam's right back to her, so no one able to move up in the count 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Matthews trying to work her way on. A dangerous hitter and Caitlin Duke on deck. LeMay looks in. She's set. The 1-2. Swing and a pop-up. Foul territory off to the right. Roy going over in front of the NHTI dugout, and she can't track it down as that one falls in foul territory. And the count remains 1-2. New life here for Matthews. A second chance. She tries to get on. LeMay looking in. She's set. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a pop-up. Going out as the second baseman, Gagon. She'll make the catch. Faking a tag from third is Watts, but she won't be able to move up. So a pop-out's the second out of the inning. It'll bring up the shortstop, Caitlin Duke. Duke so far 0 for 1. She flew out back in the first. So now 2 on and 2 out. Still in scoring position for Duke. She tries to help extend the Mississippi University for women lead. At third is Watts. At second, Lloyd. The number 7 seed against the number 4 seeded NHTI. LeMay's pitch. This one bounced foul past the third base coaching box. And the count, no balls and 1 strike here on Duke. 0-1 the count, 2 outs. Bottom of inning number 2. The winner of this game will wait 1 and then play in our 4 o'clock game later today against Carlo. LeMay set. Here's the 0-1. Time's called before she can go into her windup. 0-1, 2 outs, bottom of the second. LeMay trying to keep Mississippi University for women off the board. Here's the 0-1. That one is high for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1, 2 outs. Righty on righty matchup. LeMay set the 1-1. Duke hits this one off foul territory towards the right. Roy giving chase in front of the NHTI dugout, and again, she can't make the catch. Hit off her glove, then hit off her head before falling to the turf. Runners at second and third with 2 outs. Duke stays alive. LeMay set the 1-2. That one bounced slowly to the right side. LeMay fields, flips on to first, and that's in time for out number 3. So no runs in the inning for the Mississippi University for women. On 1 hit, there were no errors and 2 left on. We head to the third, our score. Mississippi University for women 1, NHTI nothing. Back in a moment with more coverage from the USCAA Small College World Series. College World Series. Currently 4-seed NHTI 1-0 as we head to the top of the third, and a new pitcher will come on as Kara Hopper takes over here in the third. Hopper's been very good in this tournament. Her third relief appearance. She's thrown 11 innings of work, 3 hits, no runs or earned runs allowed, 5 walks, and 23 strikeouts. She'll try to hold NHTI off the board for the starter, Sierra Stewart. She goes 2, does not allow a run on 2 hits, while walking 2 and striking out 2. So Hopper takes over. Masha Long comes to the plate. Long is 0 for 1, grounded out her first time. So Kara Hopper taking over. Her first pitch. That one is low for a ball. The count 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 the count here on Lange. Stewart goes 2 to start this game. Hopper looking on. She's set. And the 1-0. This one is bounced to the left side. Duke will handle, throw on to first. A sliding attempt by Lange to try to get in there, but she is out. It's 1 up and 1 down for NHTI here in their half of the third. It'll bring up the catcher, Danielle McNicholas. McNicholas so far 1 for 1, singled in the first off the starter, Stewart. So 1 out, top of the third. Hopper retires the first batter she faces out of the bullpen. Hopper set, and the pitch. That one comes down and in, and the count 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0, 1 out. Top of the third, 1-0 our score. The Mississippi University for women lead. Hopper looking on. She's set the 1-0. Showing bunt is the batter. McNicholas gets it down. Hopper fields her throw to first a little bit high, but Matthews covering, able to get her foot back down on the bag, and that's good for the second out of the inning. It'll bring up the left fielder, Brianna Conley. Conley 0 for 1, reached on a fielder's choice her last time. So quickly 2 up and 2 down here in the top of the third against Hopper. She tries for a 1-2-3 inning. Stewart faced 9 batters, going through the order once. Hopper looking on, has her sign. Here's the pitch. That one low and in. No, called strike. No balls and 1 strike. 0-1, 2 outs, top of the third. 1-0 our score. Mississippi University for women lead. Hopper's 0-1. That one is low for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1, 2 outs. Hopper set. And the pitch. That one a called strike on the low inside corner. And the count now moves to 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Righty on righty matchup. Hopper against the batter, Conley. The pitch. Swinging a ground ball hit hard, but foul right over to the third base coaching box. And the count 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. The pitch is pop foul, backing off to the right, back behind the stadium, and the count remains 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here in the top of the third, 1-0, the Mississippi University for women lead. Hopper set the 1-2. Swinging a fly ball, foul territory off to the left. Giving chase is Flora Wilkinson and Duke, and neither of them are going to get there as that one hits off the wall and Cameron's back into play. Count remains 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Hopper trying for a 1-2-3 inning. She's set. And the 1-2. Swinging a ground ball to third. Wilkinson will field. She throws on to first. And that's in time for out number 3. 1-2-3 goes NHTI in their half of the third. We head to the bottom of the third. The score, Mississippi University for women 1, NHTI nothing. Back in a moment with more coverage of the USCAA Small College World Series. Taking on NHTI, 1-0 our score. The number 7 seed leads. Due up for the Owls here in their half of the third. Carolyn Wilkinson, Kristen Martin, and Brianna Duquette. The 4, 5, and 6 hitters. Wilkinson steps in to lead things off. 0 for 1, reached on an error last time. That resulted in the only run of the game. First pitch. This one pop foul, backing off to the right. Gets behind Rose and Dennis Heindl Memorial Field, and the count 0-1. No balls and 1 strike on the batter, Wilkinson. Tori LeMay allowed 2 to reach in the second, but no one scored. Here's the 0-1. That one a called strike. Nice change up there from LeMay, sinking right back over the letters of Wilkinson, and the count 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. For LeMay, it's a bend, don't break attitude, giving up 1 run already. The 0-2, that one high, and the count 1-2. Mississippi University for women struck first in the first. Now LeMay trying to keep them off the board from here. For your offense a chance. Here's the 1-2. This one pop foul, backing off to the right. The count remains 1-2. NHTI has a tough task ahead of them as they are facing the best pitcher on this Mississippi University for women team in Hopper, who through her first 3 games has not given up a run in this tournament, earned or unearned. The 1-2. That one high for a ball, and the count now evens at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out in the bottom of the third. LeMay set, here's the pitch. This one is popped up to second. Gagon drifting out into shallow right. She'll make the catch, and that's good for out number 1. 1 up and 1 down for the Owls in their half of the third. Brings to the plate the center fielder, Kristen Martin. Martin 1 for 1. She singled back in the first. 1 out, bottom of the third. 4 hits for the Mississippi University for women, 2 for NHTI. LeMay looking in. She set the pitch. This one is lifted down the left field line, giving chase is Connolly, but this one hitting right in foul territory. Looked like right off the top of the fence. The count 0-1. No balls and 1 strike here on Martin. Trying to get on here for Mississippi University for women. They've had runners on in each of the first 2 innings. Trying to keep that trend going. LeMay looks on. Here's the 0-1. That one's high for a ball. Count now evens at 1. Third. Now 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Bottom of the third, 1-0 our score. Mississippi University for women lead. It's game 2 of day 3 of the USCAA Small College World Series. LeMay set the 1-2. And a called strike 3. Martin goes down looking. That's the second out. Second strikeout for LeMay here in this one. It'll bring up the catcher, Brianna Duquette. Duquette so far is 1 for 1, singled back in the first. So 2 outs now in the bottom of the third. LeMay set. Here's the pitch. This one is popped up. Shallow center coming in, the center fielder Lange, and she'll make the catch. That's in time for out number 3. So 1-2-3 go the Mississippi University women here in the third. We move to the fourth. Our score, the Owls 1, NHTI 0. Back in a moment for more coverage of the USCAA Small College World Series. NHTI. Due up for NHTI in the fourth, it'll be the second baseman Taylor Gagon, followed by Brianna Whitcomb and Cabrina Roy. 4, 5, and 6 to the plate. Gagon steps in to lead things off. 1 for 1, singled back in the first. But final out was recorded on that single as Brianna Conley got thrown out trying to go to third. Hopper's pitch. That one a called strike, and the count, no balls and 1 strike. Fastball in that outside corner. Hopper showing off her speed. She's set the 0-1. That one up and in for a ball. The count now evens at 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out. Righty on righty matchup. Hopper against Gagon. Hopper set the 1-1. That one is high for a ball. Gagon able to lay off, and the count now 2-1. NHTI down by 1. Mississippi University for women, however, throwing their best pitcher out there in relief. The 2-1. Swing and a miss, and the count now 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes, and that speed is just one of the reasons she's been so successful. We mentioned 23 strikeouts in 11 innings of work here in this tournament. Hopper against Gagon. Righty on righty matchup. Hopper's 2-2. Swing and a miss. She gets Gagon swinging. That's the first out here in the top of the fourth. 1 up and 1 down. We'll bring up the shortstop, Brianna Whitcomb. Whitcomb, no official at bat. She walked her last time. First strikeout of the day for Hopper. Third strikeout for the Mississippi University for Women pitching staff. Hopper looking in. Has her sign. Here's the pitch. That one is high for a ball. The count 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 the count here on Whitcomb. She reached to lead off the second and was eliminated on a fielder's choice. Hopper towing the circle. And the pitch on the way. That one's high for a ball, and the count now 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes, and 1 out. 1 run, 4 hits for Mississippi University for women. No runs, 2 hits, and an error for NHTI. Hopper set the 2-0. That one is low for a ball. The count now 3 balls and no strikes. Hopper behind in the count. She has walked 5 over the 11 innings of work in her first 3 games. So is susceptible to the walk. 3-0. That one a called strike on the low inside corner, and it's 3-1. Hopper getting back into the count. 3 balls, 1 strike, and 1 out. Whitcomb stepping back in. Hopper's 3-1 offering. That one's high, ball 4. 1 out walk here to Whitcomb. She reaches for the second time today. And we'll bring up the first baseman, Cabrina Roy. Roy so far 0 for 1. She struck out swinging against Stewart her last time in the second. So 1 out, top of the fourth. Runner at first is Whitcomb. Hopper looking in, going through her signs. She's set. Here's the pitch. That one a called strike on the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike. 0-1 the count. The number 7 seed Mississippi University for women looking for the upset with the number 4 seed NHTI. Hopper's 0-1. That one's high for a ball, and the count now even at 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. Top of the fourth. Hopper looks in. She's set. Here's the 1-1. That one is low and in for a ball. The count now 2-1. Duquette calls time as she goes out to talk to her right-hander. 1-0 Mississippi University for women lead over NHTI. We mentioned NHTI had the win streak snapped against Cleary yesterday. They had won 24 straight games coming into that contest, suffering their first loss. You have to win 5 straight more to become the champions of the tournament. Hopper's 2-1. That one's up for a ball, and the count now 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike, and 1 out, top of the fourth. 1-0. The Mississippi University for women lead. Hopper looking in. She's set to 3-1. That one a called strike, and the count now fills at 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. The runner at first is Whitcomb. She walked for the second time today. Hopper's 3-2. Swinging a bouncing ball to the mound. Hopper slides to fielder. Throw to second is not there. It's into center field. And that'll allow Whitcomb to reach. Roy over at first as well. So now first and second with one out. And it'll bring up the third baseman, Elizabeth DuBois. DuBois 0 for 1. Reached on a fielder's choice her last time. So fielder's choice there for Roy, allowing her to reach. Getting into second is Whitcomb. Here's the pitch. That one's high for a ball, and the count 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes, and 1 out. Top of the fourth, 2 on for NHTI. They had 2 on in the second as well against the starter Stewart. Couldn't bring one around. Here's the 1-0. That one is low for a ball, and the count now 2-0. Hopper not hitting her spots here in the fourth. Trying to keep her composure, and now time is called as Tatiana Matthews will come out to talk to her right-hander. Hopper clearly getting frustrated with the strike zone. She's coming out to try and calm down Hopper a little bit. Hopper is a walk in this inning. She's also struck out in a fielder's choice. So the conversation going on in the circle right now. Also, NHTI having a conversation in the third base coaching box. The 2 runners and the current batter and the on-deck hitter all talking as well. Being on the mound is over. Meaning at third base coaching box is over. They all go back. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out. Elizabeth DuBois at the plate. Hopper set. Here's the pitch. That one's low and in for a ball. The count 3-0. 3 balls, no strikes, and 1 out. Hopper in danger of walking the bases loaded. The pitch. That one a called strike this time on the inside corner, and it's 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike, and 1 out. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and the count now 3-2. Going quicker on that one is Hopper. Now Duquette comes out to say a few words to Hopper, and then goes back right behind the plate. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Hopper set the pitch. Swing and a miss. She gets DuBois swinging, and that's out number 2. Second strikeout of the inning for Hopper. Comes back after allowing the walk in the fielder's choice. And will bring up the pitcher, Tori LeMay. LeMay walked her first time. Hopper pitching with some authority here. She's working quick in the circle at this point. She's set. Here's the pitch. That one a called strike. No balls and 1 strike. 0-1 the count. 2 outs. At second is Whitcomb. At first is Roy. Hopper set the 0-1. A half-hearted swing and a miss there from LeMay, and the count now 0-2. After allowing 2 on with 1 out, she got the strikeout of DuBois, and now has LeMay down 0-2. Hopper set the 0-2. Swing and a miss. LeMay goes down swinging, and that'll end the inning. So after allowing a walk and a fielder's choice, Hopper strikes out the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 left. We head to the bottom of the fourth. Our score, Mississippi University for Women 1, NHTI nothing. Back in a moment with more coverage from the USCAA Small College World Series. Bottom of the fourth here from Game 2 of Day 3 of the USCAA Small College World Series. Number 4 seed NHTI taking on number 7 seed the Mississippi University for women. The Owls have the early lead, 1-0 in the bottom of the fourth. Due up 7, 8, and 9. Michaela Taylor steps in to lead things off. She's 0 for 1. Struck out her last time. So bottom of the fourth, just the one run so far, that coming via the air. The pitch. That one a called strike on the low outside corner. No balls and 1 strike. Gagan was trying to go get a foul, fly ball over by the foul line. It hit off her glove, and that's how we have our one run. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. The count now, no balls and 2 strikes here on Taylor. 0-2 the count. Nobody out, bottom 4. 1-0 our score. LeMay set, and the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Taylor goes down swinging. For LeMay, that's her 3rd strikeout of the day. And it'll bring up the first baseman, Bailey Watts. Watts, no official at bat. She was hit by a pitcher last time. Turned around and took it right in the back of the head. The 1 out, bottom of the 4th. LeMay set. Here's the pitch. That one is up for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0, 1 out, bottom 4. 1-0 our score. LeMay's 1-0. That one is low for a ball. And the count now 2 balls and no strikes here on Watts. 2-0 the count. 1 out, bottom 4. And he started with a strikeout. LeMay a 1-2-3 inning in the 3rd. Here's the 2-0. This one fouled back to the screen. The count now 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, and 1 out. LeMay on a little bit of a roll here. She's retired the last 6 she's faced. LeMay's 2-1. I want a called strike on the low outside corner, and things even up at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Righty on lefty matchup. LeMay set the 2-2. Swing and a miss. She gets Bailey Watts swinging. So back-to-back strikeouts to start things here in the bottom of the 4th. And it'll bring up the left fielder, Candler Flora. Flora 0 for 1. She grounded out in her first at-bat, back in the 2nd. So 2-away, bottom of the 4th. 1-0 our score. Mississippi University for women lead over NHTI. LeMay set. Here's the pitch. That one a called strike on the inside corner, and the count 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, bottom of the 4th. LeMay looking for her 2nd straight 1-2-3 inning. She set. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss by Flora, and the count now 0-2. LeMay 1 strike away from striking out the side here in the 4th. She has 4 strikeouts total. LeMay's 0-2. Swing and a miss. Flora goes down swinging. LeMay strikes out the side, and that'll end things here in the 4th. We move to the 5th. Our score, the Mississippi University for women 1, NHTI 0. Back in a moment with more coverage from the USCAA Small College World Series. Women lead 1-0 over NHTI. It's the number 7 seed looking for the upset of the number 4 seed, but due up for NHTI 9-1-2. Gina Costello will step in to lead things off. She's 0 for 1. Struck out looking her first time. Actually, we have a pinch hitter coming up. As Lauren Mullen pitch hitting. Here's the pitch. That one is a called strike. No balls and a strike. So Mullen at the plate hitting for Costello. Costello went 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. The 0-1 is just off the outside edge. Count evens at 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out. Top of the 5th. 1-0 our score. Hopper looking in, the 1-1. That one is up and in for a ball. The count now 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, no outs. Hopper's been dealing with a little bit of wildness here today. And that walk in the 4th hasn't really been hitting her spots the way she wants. The 2-1. Swing and a miss, and the count now evens at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Hopper looking in. And the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Lauren Mullen goes down swinging. 3 straight strikeouts for Hopper as she strikes out the batter to start the 5th. And now to bring up the top of the lineup, the center fielder, Masha Lange. Lange 0 for 2. Grounded out in the 1st, grounded out in the 3rd. So 1 out here in the 5th. Here's the pitch from Hopper. That one a called strike. The count, no balls and 1 strike. 0-1 the count here on Lange. Righty on righty matchup. Hopper set the 0-1. That one just off the outside edge. Count evens at 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. Here's the 1-1. This one fouled back off the screen, and the count 1-2. Lange stays alive here, fouling it off. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Top of the 5th. 1-0. Mississippi University for women lead. Hopper's thrown 2 scoreless innings in the 3rd and the 4th. The 1-2. And a swing and a miss. Lange goes down chasing that one. That's out number 2. 2 strikeouts to start the 5th. 5 total for Hopper in this one. And we have the catcher, Danielle McNicholas. Nick McNicholas is 0 for 1, grounded out back in the 3rd. So 2 outs, top of the 5th. Hopper's set, here's the pitch. That one a called strike on the outside corner, no balls and 1 strike. 0-1, 2 outs. NHTI trying to find a way to break through. Hopper set the 0-1. Swing and a miss, and the count, no balls and 2 strikes. McNicholas not catching up, and now Hopper is getting in the zone here. The 0-2. Swing and a pop-up shallow right center. That'll get down for a base hit as it finds some green. McNicholas will reach with a 2-out single. That breaks a string of 4 straight strikeouts, and will bring up the left fielder, Brianna Conley. Conley is 0 for 2, reached on a fielder's choice in the 1st, grounded out in the 3rd. So 2 outs, top 5, 1-0 our score. One ball, no strikes. 1-0 the count, 2 outs, top of the 5th. 1-0 the Mississippi University for women lead. Hopper's 1-0. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs, top 5. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss, and the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-2, 2 outs. The runner at first is McNicholas. 3 hits for the NHTI Lynx so far, 4 for the Mississippi University for Women Owls. The pitch, that one outside, and the count now evens at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Hopper trying to finish out the inning. She's set to 2-2. Swinging a pop-up foul back off to the left. It's right in front of the Mississippi University for Women dugout, and the count remains 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Swinging a ground ball to short. Duke will field. She throws on to first, and that's in time for out number 3. No runs in the inning for NHTI on 1 hit. No errors and 1 left. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Our score, Mississippi University for Women 1, NHTI nothing. Back in a moment with more here on the USCAA Small College World Series. We're back from the USCAA Small College World Series. Bottom of the fifth, Mississippi University for Women 1, NHTI nothing. Zach Ziegler on the call for you in this elimination game. The winner goes on to take on the number 3 seed Carlo later today in the elimination bracket. Due up for the Mississippi University for Women, 1, 2, 3. Anna Lloyd will step in to lead off. She's 1 for 2, a ground out and a single so far. LeMay's pitch. And that one a called strike, no balls and 1 strike. 0-1 the count, nobody out. LeMay set, here's the pitch. That one is low and outside for a ball, 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 the count. Bottom of the fifth, 1-0 the score. Number 7 seed trying for the upset. LeMay set the 1-1. Swinging a pop foul back behind the stadium. The count now 1-2. LeMay having a pretty good string right now. She struck out the side in the fourth. Has retired the last 8 she's faced. LeMay looking on. She's set the 1-2. That one a called strike 3. Lloyd goes down looking. 4th straight strikeout for LeMay. There's one gone here in the fifth, and it'll bring up the second baseman, Heidi Matthews. Matthews 1 for 2. Doubled and scored in the first, and then popped out in inning number 2. So 1 out, bottom of the fifth, 1-0 the score. LeMay looks on. Here's the pitch. That one is up for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 the count here on Matthews. She doubled and scored the only run of this game back in the first. LeMay's pitch. That one is in the dirt for a ball. The count now 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes, and 1 out. Righty on righty matchup. LeMay facing off against Matthews. LeMay set. Here's the 2-0. That one is high for a ball. The count now 3 balls and no strikes. 3-0, 1 out. Bottom of the fifth. LeMay trying not to lose Matthews here. She set the 3-0. That one a called strike. Matthews takes all the way, and the count 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike, and 1 out. Ready on ready matchup. LeMay and Matthews. Here's the 3-1. Showing bunt is Matthews. She'll pull back and take this one low and in. Ball 4. Ball temporarily got away from McNicholas, but not enough where Matthews is going to try to advance. So 1 out walk puts a runner on. It'll bring up the shortstop, Caitlin Duke. Duke 0 for 2. Flew out in the first and grounded out in the second. The catcher, McNicholas, running to the dugout. Might have had equipment problems there. The ball did get away from her. So 1 on and 1 out. A walk for Matthews is the runner on. It was a strikeout to start the inning for Lloyd. And looks like they're working on her mask over there. So 1 out. Bottom 5, 1-0 the Mississippi University for Women lead. Middle of the order coming up, Caitlin Duke and Carolyn Wilkinson to follow. As we await the equipment problem. 1 out, bottom 5. And the home plate umpire goes over to talk to NHTI as well. As they look to resolve the problem. The USCAA Small College World Series. We've got more action for you coming up later today. We have the winner's bracket. Number 1, Cleary against number 2, St. Mary of the Woods. A rematch of last year's USCAA National Championship game. Then following that, we will have Carlo against the winner of this game, followed by the loser of the Cleary St. Mary of the Woods game against the winner of Carlo and this game. That coming later at 6 p.m. A full slate of action for you. Then we set up the championship game tomorrow. First pitch for the championship game is scheduled at 12 p.m. Still resolving a equipment issue here with the catcher McNicholas. She had that last pitch get away from her, and now she's in the NHTI dugout trying to get that all sorted out. Remember, NHTI 1-1 in the tournament. They fell 5-4 to Cleary yesterday, sending them to the elimination bracket. Their first win came against Brandywine. They won 4-3 to move on to the second round of that winner's bracket. for Mississippi University for women. They won their first game 7-0, then fell to St. Mary of the Woods 5-4. Came back in the winner's bracket, beating Penn State Schuylkill to survive and move on to this game. I said it's winner go home in day 3. Full slate of action. These two teams battling out. The only run in this one coming via an error on Gagon. It was in the first after a ground out started things. A double for Heidi Matthews, a fly out for Duke, and a pop-up near the foul line. Gagon was going over. The ball tipped off the tip of her glove, and that allowed Matthews to come home to score. Mississippi University for women would threaten in that inning, loading the bases with 2 outs, but a strikeout for Michaela Taylor would end things. And Mississippi University for women really not taking advantage of the runners on base. They've left 5 on here through the first 4 innings as the equipment issue looks to be resolved. McNicholas comes back out behind the plate, and we are ready to resume. Caitlin Duke stepping in. Duke's 0 for 2. Ready on ready matchup. LeMay looking in. She said, here's the pitch. Showing bunt as Duke gets it down, popped up, and McNicholas able to make the play behind the plate. That's good for out number 2. Popped that bunt up right behind the plate. It'll bring up third baseman Carolyn Wilkinson. Wilkinson so far 0 for 2, reached on an error and popped out. So 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. Mississippi University for women still looking for that insurance run. They're only up by 1 here. The pitch. That one is a called strike at the letters in the count 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, and 2 outs. 1-0 our score. The lone run in the bottom of the 1st. All zeros since then. The 0-1. That one is up and in for a ball. The count now evens at 1. LeMay has done her job. Ever since that first inning, just have had 3 reach against her. The 1-1. That one is outside for a ball. The count 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. At first is Heidi Matthews. LeMay looking on. Here's the 2-1. That one a called strike, and the count now evens at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom 5, 1-0 our score. LeMay trying to strand the runner. She set the 2-2. That one's low for a ball. Wilkinson able to lay off, and the count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. LeMay trying to get her team back to the bat racks. Wilkinson trying to extend the inning. The 3-2. Swing and a fly ball out towards left. Connolly goes over to her left. She'll make the catch, and that's in time for out number 3. No runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, and 1 left after the walk. We move to the 6th here at Rose and Dennis Heindl Memorial Field. Our score, it's Mississippi University for women 1, NHTI nothing. Back in a moment with more. You're on the USCAA Small College World Series coverage. Top of the 6th here at the USCAA Small College World Series. The Mississippi University for women trying to move on as the number 7 seed. They currently lead NHTI 1-0. The middle of the order due up. Taylor Gagon, then Brianna Whitcomb and Cabrina Roy. 4, 5, and 6 to the plate. Gagon steps in to lead things off. 1 for 2. Singled and struck out. First pitch line down the right field line. Just foul. It's probably the hardest hit ball we've seen off Hopper in this game, definitely, even possibly in the tournament. She's been almost untouchable. She has 5 strikeouts in 3 innings here today. Pitch, That one is high for a ball, and the count 1-1. Giving up just 3 hits through her first 3 appearances. 1 hit here today. Righty on righty matchup. Hopper set the 1-1. Swinging a pop-up. Foul territory off to the right. Going over is Watts. She's able to handle it, and that's out number 1. 1 up and 1 down for NHTI, and we'll bring up the shortstop, Brianna Whitcomb. Whitcomb, no official at-bat yet. She's walked each of her first 2 times, once against the starter, Stewart, and once against Hopper. Stewart started this game 2 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, and then Hopper came on with the 1-0 lead. She's thrown in the last 3 1/3. The pitch, that one is low for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 the count, 1 out. Top 6. Hopper set, here's the pitch. Swinging a pop-up foul off to the right. This one will get back behind the dugout for NHTI. And the count even at 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Top 6. Hopper retired the first batter with a pop out, the 1-1. That one a called strike on the inside corner, and the count 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. The Mississippi University for Women Owls, a first-year program, making a splash here in the tournament, trying to upset the number 4 seed. Hopper looking on. And now time is called as Whitcomb will step out. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Hopper towing the circle. She set the 1-2. That one's high for a ball. The count evens at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. No runs, 3 hits and an error for NHTI. 1 run, 4 hits, no errors for Mississippi University of Winning. That error is proving costly right now, as that's the reason we have the run. 2-2. Swinging a shallow pop towards right. This one's hooking and will go foul. Lloyd, Watts, and Matthews all giving chase. But falls harmlessly in foul territory. Count 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Top of the 6th. In this elimination game. Hopper set the 2-2. That one up for a ball, and the count now 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. 1-0 the score. 1 run, 4 hits for Mississippi University for Women. No runs, 3 hits for NHTI. The 3-2. That one's high, ball 4. 1 out walk gives NHTI a base runner. That's the tying run. And we'll bring to the plate the first baseman, Cabrina Roy. Roy, 0 for 2, struck out and grounded to a fielder's choice thus far. Second walk for Hopper here in her 3 1/3. Hopper looking on. She's set. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and the count no balls and 1 strike. Roy swinging just late on that one on the outside corner. Hopper's 0-1. That one low and outside for a ball. The count 1-1. Snap throw to first, and getting back in safely is Whitcomb. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Top of the 6th, 1-0 the score. Here's the 1-1. That one inside, and the count now 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner at first is Whitcomb, and the 2-1. Swinging a bouncing ball to the right side, then it hits the base runner. Throw on to first, and that will be the second out. The base runner out, moving up to second. Reaching at first is Roy. Runner at first, 2 away. And we'll bring up the third baseman, Elizabeth DuBois. DuBois so far 0 for 2, reached on a fielder's choice and struck out. So the ball hit the runner between first and second. That's the second out. Whitcomb retired. And it'll bring up DuBois. First pitch, that's a called strike, and the count 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. On the swing and a miss. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss, and the count now 0-2. Hopper trying to come back and retire the side with a strikeout. Hopper set the 0-2. Swinging a foul ball back to the screen. The count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Roy, the runner at first. 2 outs. She replaced Whitcomb on the batted ball that hit the runner. The 0-2. That one is high for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 the count. 2 outs. Top of the 6th. Hopper looking in the 1-2. Swinging a foul ball backing off to the right. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-2, 2 outs. Top 6. 1-0 the score. Mississippi University for women leads NHTI. The Owls look for the upset. Hopper's 1-2. And a called strike 3. DuBois goes down looking. And the drop third strike, they'll throw on to first to complete it. No runs in the inning for NHTI. No hits, no errors, and 1 left. We head to the bottom of the 6th. The score, Mississippi University for women 1, NHTI nothing. Back in a moment with more from the USCAA Small College World Series. We move to the bottom of the 6th in this elimination game of the USCAA Small College World Series. Mississippi University for women currently lead NHTI 1-0. They're looking for an insurance run. Due up Kristen Martin, Brianna Duquette, and Michaela Taylor, the 5, 6, and 7 hitters. Martin will step in to lead things off. She's 1 for 2, singled back in the first, and struck out in the third. LeMay set. Here's the pitch. That one, a ball, 1 ball, and no strikes. Want to know the count? Nobody out. LeMay set. Here's the pitch. That one is high ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0, nobody out. LeMay has been very good on the mound, just giving up the 1 unearned run today, the 2-0. That one is low, and the count now 3-0. 3 balls, no strikes, no outs. LeMay threw her first 5 innings of work, has walked just 1, and now walks her second as that one's low, ball 4. A leadoff walk to start things in the bottom of the 6th. It'll bring to the plate the catcher, Brianna Duquette. Duquette so far 1 for 2, singled in the first, flew out in the third. Runner at first is Martin. Duquette stepping in. Righty on righty matchup. LeMay against Duquette, just the second walk for LeMay today. Allowed that 1 run in the first. Nothing since. The pitch, that one a called strike, no balls and 1 strike. And for the Mississippi University for women, you're thinking you want at least 1 here to kind of pad the 1-0 lead. LeMay's 0-1. Showing bunt as Duquette gets it down, foul, and actually hit the batter. But she steps back in. 0-2, nobody out. Ready on ready matchup. LeMay looking in. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a fly ball out towards center. Lange moves a couple steps to her left. She'll make the catch. That's good for out number 1. Getting back is Martin. So a runner at first, 1 out. That'll bring up the designated player, Michaela Taylor. Taylor 0 for 2. She struck out looking in the first, struck out swinging in the fourth. So 1 out, bottom of the 6th. 1-0. Mississippi University for women lead. The run coming way back in the bottom of the first, courtesy of an error. LeMay has been great on the circle since then. Here's the pitch. That one a called strike on the outside corner, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. 1-0 the score. LeMay set. And the 0-1. This one lined into left field. That'll get down for a base hit. Martin going to be held at second, so it's a 1-out single for Michaela Taylor. The Owls now have runners at first and second as they try to add on. It'll bring up the first baseman, Bailey Watts. Watts so far 0 for 1. Hit by a pitch in the second and struck out in the fourth. So Watts coming to the plate with a runner in scoring position here with 1 out. Trying to add on against NHTI. The pitch. Swinging a slow roller back over the mound. Gagon will handle it. Steps on second, and that's the only out she'll have for out number 2. A fielder's choice, 4 unassisted. Taylor taken out at second. Martin moves to third. Watts replaces her at first, and will bring up the left fielder, Candler Flora. Flora 0 for 2. She's grounded out and struck out. And now time will be called as NHTI calling a conference on the mound. Head coach Kerry Finnegan coming out to talk with his starter, LeMay. I mentioned LeMay has been great here in this one today. Despite that 1 unearned run allowed in the first, since that point, she has allowed just 2 hits and has walked 2 batters. A little bit of a jam here. First and third, 2 away. She is still 1 pitch away from getting out of it. Trying to get her team back to the bat racks as they are down by 1. 1-0. Mississippi University for women lead. The conference is done. And Flora stepping in. Here's the pitch. That one high for a ball. The count 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Mississippi University for women trying to add at least 1. LeMay's 1-0. Swing and a pop-up. Shallow right center. Gagon going out, and it falls! Hits off of Gagon's glove. Martin scores, and it's now 2-0. A shallow pop-up. It looked like Gagon had it measured, but it falls to the turf. Watts gets the second. Flora reaches. It's now 2-0. And it'll go back to the top. Anna Lloyd steps in. She's 1 for 3. Grounded out, singled, and struck out. Pitch is low for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Goes as an error there. 2-0 the score. LeMay set. The pitch. Swinging a ground ball towards short. Be fielded there by Whitcomb, and I guess the runner's interference was called, and they call her out. That'll end the inning. So 1 run scores in the inning on 1 hit. There was an error, and they leave 2 on. So runner's interference will end things. We move to the 7th. Our score, it's Mississippi University for women 2, NHTI nothing. Back in a moment with the exciting conclusion coming up on the USCAA Small College World Series. We're back from the USCAA Small College World Series. Top of the 7th. Last chance for NHTI as they try to avoid elimination. They trail the Mississippi University for Women 2-0. Due up. It'll be 8, 9, and 1. Tori LeMay stepping in. LeMay so far 0 for 1. Walked in the second and struck out in inning number 4. LeMay going to try to get something going. She's allowed 2 unearned runs in this game. Pitched very well on the mound. The home plate umpire getting some new softballs here. Top of the 7th, 2-0 the score. Righty on righty matchup. Hopper looking on. And the pitch. This one is popped up, shallow center. Martin coming on. She'll make the catch, and that's good for out number 1. 1 up and 1 down for NHTI in their half of the 7th. And we're going to have a pinch hitter coming to the plate for NHTI as Madison Bornell will step in.
Pinch hitting for number 4, Laura Mullen, will be number 18, Madison Bornell.
Madison Bornell will step in. 1 out here in the top of the 7th. NHTI needs to push across at least 2 to extend the game. Top of the 7th, 1 away. Hopper looking on. She's set, and the pitch. That one high for a ball, the count 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes, and 1 out. 2-0 the score. Hopper took over in the 3rd, has allowed just 1 hit in her relief appearance, the 1-0. That one high in the count, 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes, and 1 out. Top of the 7th. Hopper set, the 2-0. That one inside for a ball, and the count now 3-0 here on the pinch hitter, Monell. On the unready matchup, Hopper set to 3-0. And an illegal pitch called here. And that'll award Monell first base. So the pinch hitter reaches to lead things off. Or with 1 out, excuse me. It'll go back to the leadoff spot now. So center fielder Masha Lange comes up. So 1 out, 1 on. Lange represents the tying run. Her team down 2-0. And we'll have a pinch runner. Gina Costello will come back in the game. She pinch runs for Bonell. So Costello at first. 2-0 our score. Lange the tying run at the plate. Hopper set the pitch. Lange fouls this one off, back to the screen, the count 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Hopper trying to finish it out for the Mississippi University for Women, trying to pull off the upset. Number 7 seed against the number 4 seed. Hopper looks on. She set the 0-1. That one's low for a ball. The count evens at 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. The number 3 seed Carlo has already moved on in the elimination bracket. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a pop-up. Center field, Martin drifting to her left. She'll make the catch, and that's good for out number 2. 2 away, NHTI down to their last chance as the catcher, Danielle McNicholas, steps in. She so far is 2 for 3, 2 singles and a ground out. She has the only hit so far against Hopper in the relief appearance. Hopper trying to close it out. Looks on, here's the pitch. That one high for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 the count. Righty on righty matchup, NHTI trying to stay alive. Here's the 1-0. That one up and in for a ball, and the count now 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0, 2 outs, top 7. 2-0, Mississippi University for Women are leading. Here's the pitch. This one fouled back, and the count 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, and 2 outs, top of the 7th. Hopper set the 2-1. That one high and outside for a ball. 3-1. Snap throw back to first, and getting in safely is Costello. Running for Bornell, who reached on the illegal pitch. 3-1, 2 outs. McNicholas represents the tying run. She's at the plate. Here's the 3-1. That's high, ball 4. Tying run now on here in the top of the 7th. We'll bring up the left fielder, Brianna Connolly. First and second, 2 away. NHTI trying to find some way to get McNicholas around from first. Hopper looks on. She's set. And the pitch. That one low, and the count 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0, 2 outs. Top of the 7th. Hopper's 1-0. That one a called strike on the low inside corner. Things even at 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Top of the 7th. Hopper's 1-1. Swing and a fly ball towards left. Going over, and it's over the head of Flora. 1 run will score. McNicholas rounding third. The throw is not going to be in time. 2 runs score, and we are all knotted up in the top of the 7th. Flora going over. The ball went over her head into the wall, and just like that, it is a new ball game. Coming to the plate is Taylor Gagon. The last at bat, NHTI ties it up. Conley standing at second. New ball game, Hopper looking in. She set the pitch. That one high for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 the count. 2 runs in the inning. Conley at second. Here's the 1-0. Swinging a bouncing ball to the shortstop, and it's off of Duke's glove and goes into left field. So Gagon will reach at first. There's now 2 on and 2 out. 2-2 the score.
The next batter, shortstop, number 8.
A 2 RBI double by Connolly ties the game at 3. An error allows Gagon to reach. And now there are 2 on and 2 out. The go-ahead run in scoring position for Whitcomb, trying to come through. 2-2 our score. 2 outs. Top of the 7th. A huge hit for the number 3 hitter, Brianna Connolly, who's 0 for 3 prior to that one. Here's the pitch. This one fouled back to the screen, and the count 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Just like that, it's a new game. 2-2. Hopper working on the mound. She looks in for her sign. She's set, the 0-1. This one is lined towards right center, and that gets down. Conley around third. The throw is cut off. She's going to score. It's an RBI double for Whitcomb, and NHTI has come back. They now lead 3-2. Whitcomb just flaring that one into right center field. 3 runs have come in the top of the 7th, and the NHTI Lynx have now taken the lead. The Mississippi University for Women find themselves down. With 2 outs, they have scored 3 runs. Conley comes home from second, getting to third as Gagon. And it's now second and third, still 2 outs. And Cabrina Roy comes to the plate. Whitcomb, the RBI double, gives NHTI the lead, and now they look to add on. Hopper, who hadn't given up an earned run this whole tournament, gives up 3 with 2 outs, and gives up the lead. Next pitch, a called strike to count 0-1. The last run not earned, excuse me. The 0-1. This one is popped up on the infield. Duke will make the play, and that is good for out number 3, but not before 3 runs come home in the inning. On 2 hits, there was 1 error and 2 left. To the bottom of the 7th we go, and it's a brand new ball game. NHTI 3, Mississippi University for Women 2. Back with more exciting action from the USCAA Small College World Series in just a moment. With 2 outs in the top of the 7th, they now lead 3-2 over the Mississippi University for Women, and now it's the Owls' turn to try to complete a comeback. In the bottom of the 7th, they trail. It'll be 2, 3, and 4 to the plate. Heidi Matthews, Caitlin Duke, and Carolyn Wilkinson. Here's the pitch. That one is high for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 the count. Nobody out, bottom 7. LeMay still on the mound. She has her sign. She's set to 1-0. That one a called strike, and the count now evens at 1. LeMay did her job on the mound. We talked about it. She gave up the run in the 1st, bent a little bit in the 6th, giving up another run to make it 2-0. And her offense picking her up, getting 3 in the top half of the 7th. The 1-1. That one is outside for a ball. The count 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, nobody out, bottom of the 7th. 3-2 the score, NHTI leads. LeMay set the 2-1. That one high for a ball, 3 balls and 1 strike. And now LeMay has to really focus here. You have the big part of the order coming up with Duke and Wilkinson waiting on deck. LeMay's 3-1. That one in there for a strike, and the count fills at 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out, bottom 7. 3-2, NHTI leads. LeMay set, the payoff pitch. That one is high, ball 4. A leadoff walk to start things here in the bottom of the 7th has Matthews on first, and a ramp the shortstop, Caitlin Duke. Duke so far 0 for 3. She's been held in check here in this game. A fly out in the 1st, ground out in the 2nd, and a pop out in the 5th. So nobody out, runner at first. LeMay's pitch. This one popped up. Foul territory off to the left. The third baseman, DuBois, gets under it. She makes the catch, and that's out number 1.
The next batter, third baseman, number 23.
So 1 away now in the bottom of the 7th. Still the runner at first is Matthews. It brings up Carolyn Wilkinson. Wilkinson so far 0 for 3. Reached on an error in the 1st, popped out in the 3rd, flew out in the 5th. LeMay's pitch. That one a called strike, and the count no balls and 1 strike. 0-1 the count, 1 out, bottom of the 7th. Here's the pitch. Swinging a fly ball out to center. Launch coming in. She'll make the catch, and that's good for out number 2. 2 away down for the Mississippi University for Women. They're up to their last chance, and it'll be the center fielder, Kristen Martin. Martin 1 for 2, single in the 1st, struck out looking in the 3rd, and walked in the 6th. NHTI was down to their last out in the top of the 7th when they scored 3. We'll see what the Mississippi University for Women do with their last chance. Now time is called by the home plate umpire. Stepping back in is Martin. LeMay looking on. Here's the pitch. Swinging a line drive right back at the mound. LeMay makes the catch, and NHTI has complete the comeback victory. They were down 2-0 in the top of the 7th with 2 outs. They erupt for 3 runs and come back to take this elimination game, defeating the University of Mississippi for women. Final score 3-2. A thrilling game here today in the elimination bracket. As we mentioned, the Mississippi University of Women had the lead in the first. They scored on an error by Taylor Gagon, dropped the pop-up. That made it 1-0, and it would stay that way all the way until the bottom of the 6th. They would push another run across on another error. That made it 2-0. Then NHTI down to 2 outs with a runner on, a walk, and a 2 RBI double, tied things at 2. An error would allow another runner to reach before an RBI double by Brianna Whitcomb gave NHTI the lead for good, and they pick up the 3-2 win. So they move on in the bracket. They'll take on Carlo later today in the elimination bracket. That coming up. But next, we have a winner's bracket matchup for you. Number 1, Cleary takes on number 2, St. Mary of the Woods College. That's coming up. We'll take a little break, but come back. More exciting action from the USCAA Small College World Series in DuBois, Pennsylvania. Take a break, and we will be back with more action here in just a moment.